According to Reuters, Russia just sent Washington a non-paper with maximal demands: full control of Donbass, no NATO in Ukraine. The Budapest summit is now on hold. But here's what matters more. While diplomats argue over maps, Brics is quietly building payment systems that could make those arguments irrelevant. Today, we examine how territorial disputes are accelerating the dollar's greatest existential threat. Welcome to the Eagle's View. This is a speculative analysis based on publicly available information for educational purposes. I have no insider knowledge. I'm pattern spotting in public data. Today's question: are we witnessing the controlled demolition of dollar hegemony, or just another failed challenge to the greenback's supremacy? While media focuses on summits and statements, something profound is happening in the financial plumbing of global trade. According to GIS reports, Brics isn't trying to create a new reserve currency anymore. They've shifted to something more dangerous for dollar dominance: practical payment alternatives. Think of it this way: they're not attacking the fortress directly. They're building roads around it. The infrastructure being built? Let's see. Russia's SPFS, System for Transfer of Financial Messages, their SWIFT alternative. China's CIPS, Cross-Border Interbank Payment System, processing Yuan transactions. India's UPI, Unified Payments Interface, now linking with other nations. Digital currency bridges between central banks. Publicly reported bilateral deals now allow India buying Russian oil in rupees, China purchasing Saudi oil in yuan, Brazil, Argentina trade in local currencies, UAE, India transactions bypassing dollars entirely. Each deal seems small. Together, they're creating a parallel financial universe. Why the non-paper matters? Reuters reports Russia's non-paper demands what seems impossible: full territorial concessions, plus no NATO presence. Most analysts see this as negotiation failure. What if Russia knows these demands won't be met? What if the point is to demonstrate Western financial coercion doesn't work anymore? Think about it. Despite unprecedented sanctions, Russia's economy hasn't collapsed. Why? Because they've been building alternative payment rails with Brics partners. The stalled Budapest summit might not be a diplomatic failure. It could be Russia signaling they don't need Western financial systems anymore. They can wait. Time might be on their side. So what's the acceleration pattern? Every failed negotiation pushes fence-sitters toward alternatives. Turkey increases trade in lira and rubles. Saudi Arabia edges toward yuan acceptance. Even EU members, Hungary and Austria, explore workarounds. The diplomatic deadlock accelerates financial decoupling. What are the dollar's hidden vulnerabilities? Let's examine why alternative payment rails threaten the dollar's foundation. Since 1971, when Nixon ended gold convertibility, the dollar's value rests on three pillars. 1. Oil priced in dollars, petrodollar system. 2. Most global trade invoiced in dollars. 3. SWIFT routing virtually all international payments. Alternative payment rails attack all three simultaneously. So, what's the math of the decline? Currently, the dollar represents 59% of foreign exchange reserves, down from 72% in 2000. 88% of forex transactions, but this includes both sides of trades. 49% of global payments, down from 45% 5 years ago. Small shifts in these percentages equal trillions in reduced demand. Here is what economists call the Triffin dilemma in reverse: less demand for dollars in trade, reduced need for dollar reserves, lower demand for U.S. Treasury bonds, higher borrowing costs for U.S. government, reduced ability to finance deficits, forced austerity or currency crisis. The U.S. currently runs a $1.7 trillion deficit. That's only sustainable because the world needs dollars. What happens when they don't? Based on publicly available analysis, here are the three potential futures. Scenario 1. Sudden collapse, 20% probability. A triggering event causes cascade. Major oil producers abandon dollar pricing. Central banks dump treasuries simultaneously. Hyperinflation hits within months, similar to Soviet Ruble 1991. Evidence? The speed of Brics payment rail construction suggests preparation for possible rapid transition. Scenario 2. Slow erosion, 50% probability. Dollar gradually loses market share. Death by 1,000 cuts. U.S. inflation stays elevated for decades. Living standards slowly decline, similar to Byzantine solidus over centuries. Evidence: current patterns show steady but not precipitous decline in dollar usage. Scenario 3. Managed retreat, 30% probability. The U.S. negotiates a gradual transition. Regional currency zones recognized. Dollar remains dominant in Americas. Coordinated timeline presents chaos, similar to British pound's decline 1920 to 1960. Evidence for this? Trump's reported willingness to discuss economic cooperation with Putin and Xi suggests possible acknowledgement of new realities. If alternative payment rails succeed, what changes for ordinary Americans? Immediate effect: 1 to 2 years. Import prices rise 20 to 40%. Electronics, clothing become luxury items. Gasoline could hit $10 to $15 per gallon. Interest rates might reach 1970s levels, 15-20%. Medium terms, 3 to 5 years. Federal spending cuts of 30 to 50%. Social Security, Medicare, reduced. Military bases worldwide, close. Dollar possibly redenominated. New dollar worth, let's say, 10 old dollars. Long term, 10 and more years. U.S. becomes regional, regular power. Manufacturing returns but wages stay low. Multiple currencies circulate domestically. American exceptionalism ends definitively. This isn't prophecy. It's what historically happens when reserve currencies fail. So, what do we need to watch? Key indicators for the next 90 days. Green lights for dollar. Brics payment systems experience major failures. Internal Brics conflicts emerge. Oil producers reaffirm dollar commitment. Fed successfully controls inflation. Red lights for dollar. Saudi Arabia formally accepts Yuan for oil. Brics announces operational payment system. Major central bank dramatically reduces treasury holding. Gold price exceeds 3,000 persistently. The summit that matters? Forget Budapest. Watch the next BRICS summit. If they announce concrete payment system details with timelines and participating banks, the countdown begins. The Reuters non-paper story reveals something crucial. Territorial negotiations and financial architecture are now inseparable. Russia's maximal demands might seem unrealistic, but they make sense if Russia believes dollar dominance is ending anyway. Every failed summit, every sanctions escalation, every frozen asset, they all push the world toward alternative system. BRICS isn't building a replacement currency. They're building replacement plumbing. That's harder to stop and harder to see until it's too late. But remember, the dollar has survived challenges before. Its network effects remain powerful. This analysis presents possibilities, not certainties. So what's your take? Is the dollar's decline inevitable, or will it adapt and survive? Are you seeing price changes in your daily life that suggest currency shifts? Share your observations below. Remember, this is speculative analysis based on publicly available information for educational purposes. I have no insider knowledge. I am just pattern spotting in public data. Think critically, prepare prudently. This is the Eagle's View. Keep watching the whole sky.